Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Talitha. I would like to present the topic about problem at work. So let's jump to the topic. Work problem can cause a lot of stress in your life and are important to resolve since so much of your time spent in the workplace. Some of the most common problems are issues with your job itself, too much work, for example, or feeling ill-equipped to perform the tasks and managing day-to-day stress at work. Other common problems deal with getting along with coworkers and communications issue. Remember that in all the cases, it is very helpful to be clear and professional with your coworkers. So whether you are discussing about a poor performance review with your coworkers or an etiquette issue with your coworkers, directly stating the problem in a friendly because a professional manner is a great start toward solving it. People spend nearly 1/3 of their adult life at work, and workplace issues are a common source of stress for many. So it is impossible to have a workplace where everyone roles, expectations, or personality work perfectly together without conflicts, as such certain workplace issue may have a negative psychological symptoms. Research show perceived stress in the workplace, for example, is associated with a higher mental issue such as depressions and anxiety. Workers may find discussing of their stress or challenges with their trained mental health professional is helpful to them both professionally and personally. The workplace in environments in which people with different personalities, communication style, or work views interacts. These differences are one of the potential sources of workplace issues and can ultimately lead to stress and tensions for those involved. So, although the employees have the right to be treated fairly and to feel safe in the workplace, some of the employees face bullying, harassment, or even discrimination. Next slide. Common workplace issues. So there are a lot of common workplace issues that people face in the workplace, such as discriminations, harassments, bullying, communications problem, and of course interpersonal conflicts. For discriminations and harassment or bullying will be explained more detailed in the next topic about workplace bullying and harassments. So let's jump to the next slide. Common workplace problems and how to deal with. Many women's work days are filled with small and subtle reminders that the work environment was not designed with them in mind. In nearly 2020, and women are supposed to be equals in the workplace. However, it doesn't always feel that way. Women still face major issues like pay discriminations, sexual harassment, and insufficient family leave policies. But for many, workdays are also filled with small and subtle reminders that the work environment was not designed with them in mind. From lack of purse hooks in the bathrooms to lockers that are the perfect size to fit men's suit jackets, office environments are still often a man's world. Next one. So here are the problems at work environment. First is inadequate job descriptions. They should be treated as an employment contract, creating. Next slide. Many people doesn't realize that problems are all around us. In the workplace, the problems includes like why are sales declining? How do we get more people participating in meetings? Why is not our team winning more games? And how we can get new projects to market faster? Or why we are getting so many defects from production line 10? So that's kind of problem that we usually face in the workplace. So the next slide is steps in solving workplace problems. Step 1. Identify the problem. The second one is identify the cause. And the third one is select best solutions. And the fourth one is implement the solutions. And the last step is feedback and follow up. Step 1. Identify the problem. So you need to first write a problem statement. And the second one is determine the magnitude. The third one is determine your authority. And the last is decisions to act. Step 2. Identify the cause. What you need to do is identify whom to involve. Who are the involved in the cause. And the second one is list symptoms. And the last is list possible cause. Step 3. Select best solutions. So what you need to do is generate alternative solutions. So you need to find alternative solutions to solve your problems. Second one is identify criteria or evaluating alternatives. And the last is weigh the alternative. Step 4. Implement the solutions. What you need to do is evaluate resources, assign responsibilities, list tasks and completion states, and the last is identifies whom to involve. Step 5. Feedback and follow-up. Identify feedback that will be used to measure progress. The second one is identifies what criteria you will use to determine if the solution is a success, and the last is determines what follow-up will be required for implementations search. Before I end up these presentations, I would like to add the information about how to resolve a problem at work. So if you have a problem at work, you can find about different way, both informal and formal. Then you could try to sort things out. So before you are taking actions to work out what the problem is and make sure it is not a simple mistake and understanding. Try to sort it out informally first. Problems with your employers will probably come under one of two categories, grievances or disciplinaries. Grievances, these are concerns, problems, and complaints that you raise with your employers. For example, concerns you have about your jobs, your employer's terms and conditions, your contractual or statutory right, and the way you are being treated at work. So if you have the real problems, explain the concerns to your immediate problems to see if you can sort it out informally first. It may helpful to them to resolve the problems. You may find it helpful to suggest what you would like them to resolve the problems. The second one is disciplinaries. Your employers may have concerns about your conduct, about your absence at work, and the way you are being treated at work, or the way you are doing a job. So I think that's all. Thank you for your attention. That's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.